playing the previous matches. But we got Doherty to come in there somewhere, in my opinion. Midfield were a bit weak in midfield and a bit up front. But because of the work ethic and the belief in them, it's getting them there, Nathan, you know.
Is there anything more Mick McCarthy can do with that midfield to try and gain a bit more control of a match?
Well, what was very interesting was the next game. It's very difficult for Mick because he's very short spell to work at, really, to even try players. And then when we did play in the friendly match, I think when you're trying to build the team up, you shouldn't play any more than 3 new lads in the team because they're the better the players you play with, the better you're going to play. And if you have the 3 players, it shows what they can do playing with the players who are going to be, are going to be playing. Yeah. So what we had to do the other night, I know it was very difficult, was to make loads of changes.
Yeah, 10 changes.
10 changes. I don't think it should be allowed, actually. And it is difficult. It's particularly difficult for Mick because he doesn't have that many games. But the ideal position to be in is have a few practice matches like we had tonight. Bring 3 in because they're the lads they're going to be playing with. They're not going to be playing in that team when we come to the real competitive matches. And it's definitely known in football. The better the players you play with, the better you're going to play. So you actually see the players doing what they can do in the team that they're going to come into. But if you're playing as many changes as we made the other night, it's very difficult to say, well, how did they actually play? Now, I was quite pleased with the promise of the lads that playing. I thought Byrne was very good when they played. Brown was very good. Cullen was very good. And I thought Dowda could come into that category as well as a midfield player. I say if you had those 4 lads across the midfield player, I think they'd do well because they could all play a bit. Now, it depends how they're going to impose themselves on the games that really matter. Looking at Byrne, when Byrne got the ball, I thought he was good. Brown got the ball, he was good. But it's getting the ball or making the ball come to you. That I'd want to see more of that from them.
Well, Byrne instantly, when he came on the pitch, and remember he's making his debut, is demanding the ball. Within 2 seconds was demanding the ball, and even at one stage was having a pretty vocal row, it seemed, with his 2 centre-backs when instead of passing the ball to him with a Bulgarian player near him, they went back to the goalkeeper. Yeah. He's certainly vocal.
Yeah, well, which is good. Now, I don't know the lads, Nathan. I'm like you said, I don't know whether you've seen them playing before. I haven't really
I've seen him play for Shamrock Rovers a number of times.
You say it more than I did. Are we talking about Byrne now, or
Jack Byrne? Yeah,
Jack Byrne.
When we come on for the last half an hour.
About Brown there. Sorry,
who had started the game? Yeah,
he started the game. Now Brown, when he got the ball, was very good. I think Dowda, when he gets the ball, is very good. Cullen was very good when he gets the ball. Byrne, I want to see more of, but I thought he was good, and he looked like a natural player in doing it. But the big thing in playing in midfield is, like, if you stay in the one position in the middle of the field on the centre spot, for example, you get X amount of the ball. That's what you get. But what we want to see from the lads, making the ball come to them, getting into a position where you have to give it to them, And I thought Cullen was very good. He was busy, he was good, getting a little bit too far ahead of the ball so you couldn't find him. Yeah. That type of thing. That's how you dictate the middle of the field. And they're all inexperienced players. I think Dowda could do it on the left wing, and I'm just getting ahead of myself now, and maybe McLean up front.
Right, so move McLean into a more advanced position.
Oh, in a forward position. I'd play him as a forward position, in a forward position. I think he give you a go anywhere, McLean. You're not going to, if you go in the middle of the field and getting on the ball and that, but out wide. But I found the midfield players promising, and I'd like to see 1 or 2 of them in the big team. Now, it's going to be difficult to do that because we're into competitive matches. But I think if what I'd like Mick to do, if we do get a friendly match again, Nathan, play 3 of them.
Yeah.
And play them with the rest of the lads that they're going to be playing with. You know what I mean?
You can understand what he was doing in that these players have been in the squad for 6 months.
Yeah.
They've given everything in training, and he doesn't make changes for the sake of it, so we want to give them a chance. But you do wonder, even from a player's point of view, of they see the team being named, there's 10 changes. It's very hard to show, as you say, if Adam Brown is in that midfield alongside Conor Howard and Jeff Hendrick, suddenly Mick McCarthy goes, this works. Whereas actually, it's still a guess for him now.
We're only guessing, Byrne came on with what was it, half hour to go, say, and you could say, he could do that, he could do that, he could do that. Is he going to do it in the big team? We don't know. And it's very, very difficult for Mick with the short build-up that he has and the amount of matches that he's got. He's got to win the matches that we're trying to qualify for. So it's very difficult to put these lads through. But I thought they were all promising in what they did. They were on the Byrne was very comfortable on the ball. So was Brown. I think O'Dowd is. I don't think he played very well in this particular match, but I think he's a player that can play. And Cullen was impressive as well. On his attitude alone, you know, he was busy, he was neat, he was tidy. I just thought, looking at him, to come back a bit further, get on the ball a bit from that position. But I think he's only a young fella as well. So they were promising in the way that they did it, Nathan. But I wish we had, say, another 3 or 4 friendly matches that you could put 3 in at a time, 3 different ones.
Slowly build.
And then, because you only know, really, when you see them play. Like, we can all guess.
Yeah, because I did wonder that about, say, Jack Byrne, who a lot of people have been talking about, and listen, has been the exceptional player in the League of Ireland this season. Comes on for that last half an hour, looks very confident, always looks to have time on the ball, wants the ball, picks out passes. It is a friendly against a pretty weak Bulgaria side. But if that's his nature, and it is, want to get it, do you think if he was put in the deep end...
He can only show what he can show on the day. The big answer to that is, Nathan, I don't know. Because you have to see it. You know, in football management, you can say, well, I'll have a look at him. Like Mick said, played Horan at left back. You have to see, can he do it there? Probably can, but we don't know. Because he didn't have time to do it. And he's not playing with the players that the players that are considered regular players. You know, it's guessing game. You know, you look at the players. I thought Byrne looked good. I thought Parrott. All the lads that came in looked good. I think Dowdy looks good, skillful on the ball.
So do you think McCarthy learned anything from that game?
Well, you learn a certain amount, Nathan. You don't learn. You couldn't say, well, that's it. You know, because who can judge anybody in a half hour or even a half a match if you're not playing with the top players? You can see certain things. You can say, these lads can play. And if they're playing with better players, I think they can play better. But we don't know that. I mean, somebody could go out on the other night and play half an hour and play better than he normally plays, or worse than he normally plays. You don't know. You only get to know the players by seeing them out on the pitch. But I like Mick had to do what he did, and then we're talking about the other lad, Parrott, coming into the equation. Well, I think Mick was being generous the other night, not taking him with the full team, and because.
He left them in the 21s,
They were in a competitive match, so I think Mick was certainly being unselfish there to let him go. I'm sure he watches him play anyway, but again, playing in the team. I wouldn't worry about his age, Nathan. People saying, well, he's only 17.
Would you worry about the fact he's never played a game of senior football?
No.
You wouldn't like to see him 20 minutes for Spurs in the League Cup?
Well, what does it prove, 20 minutes? Yeah. Like what I find with players of the real calibre, the age doesn't mean anything. Of course they can learn with experience, but if they have it, if they really have it and they have it physically, they can do it at 17. We've seen players do it at 17. You know, I know Pelly and these lads are exceptional in what they did, but there's players who have it. Like Liam Brady, for example. I remember playing, we were going to South America, and Liam was, I think he was only 19, short of 19 when he got in the team the following year. And I wanted to bring him to Brazil. We played Brazil and Chile and one of the other South American teams, and I didn't know it, but they wouldn't release him. He didn't have automatic releasing, does it?
Right.
Liam didn't know anything about it.
Okay.
Right? But it was only maybe 6 months, 7 months afterwards he played his first match, and I'd seen Liam play for Arsenal, and I'd no doubts about him. Age is in football. 17 actually in football, in many ways, is not that young. Right? You know, by the time you're 20, you have to be really doing your stuff.
Yeah.
So, but Liam...
Is there an element of protecting young players, though, that say if Troy Parrott comes on 20 minutes, doesn't perform, suddenly people are questioning a 17-year-old when really they don't need to be?
But you could say that about anybody, Nathan. You know, you could play that about a 26-year-old when he comes on. Is he going to do it? Like, obviously you see the player playing. I saw Liam Brady playing before he went. I thought, international. I heard it before. Our international football is different to. It's not. I feel it no different. Liam played in his first match. I remember getting the kick up and played it back to Liam just to get. And he was no bother, as if he'd played all his life. Like the real players can do that. That's what they're born to do, right? And I never believed in club football is different to international football.
And if you had the reverse of that, where you've given young players the chance and they haven't quite been ready, they matured at a later date?
Yeah, that can happen as well. You know, I mean, all players are different. I remember Colin Bell, he played for Manchester City, terrific player. His first few matches for England, he was hopeless. But then that's his temperament. He settled into it. He had the ability to do it. It was a question of settling in, and he became a top international player. All players are different. You know, you can see their style. You can see how they perform on the pitch, see how they react. Even in club matches, you can see, now he has it. You know, you can see it. Or you should be able to see it if you're the manager to pick them and say, no, I see what he can do. I'm only mentioning Liam Brady myself. I don't want to bring myself in. I played him when I was short of 19. I'd only played 2 matches for Manchester United, right? But I'd no trouble with it. You know, you either have it or you don't have it. Obviously, as you get older, you should get better. But to have that initial confidence and ability to go out and do it. Some players have it, some players don't have it. You can see they're a bit nervous, not going to do it. But I haven't seen Parrott play, for example. But I wouldn't be worried about his age, at all.
You think if Mick McCarthy rates him highly enough, he
well,
should
if you
put
go
him
and
in
look
there.
at him, you go and look at him playing in the reserves, whatever he's playing. I know he hasn't played it in the first team.
Playing 23s football.
Yeah, but it wouldn't put. I'm only saying my opinion. It wouldn't put me off if I saw him playing in the reserves, for example, and you see what he's trying to do and actually doing, Nathan. So he can do it.
Do you think
I don't think international football is any different.
Do you think Mick's thinking during this campaign is different because he's only here till next summer, no matter what? That he's not maybe taking as many risks, blooding as many young players as he might?
Yeah, I can understand him doing that. Normally you'd have more friendly matches before you, like Martin O'Neill had a perfect build-up.
Pretty much a year of friendly matches.
Yeah. And now I think we played 7 or 8 or 9 matches in that. Now you really see them. I know the people say we're only friendly, but you can. It's an international match just the same, and it gives you more knowledge of the player, especially if you have that build-up. Mick is unlucky in terms of he's taken over, and we've only had 1 or 2 friendly matches.
That was the first friendly match.
Is the first, yeah. So like he's struggling. All he can do is see them at club level, and you can get a picture in your head at club. Yeah, he looks like he can do it. He looks like he's a good temperament and that, but you don't know. You're guessing. I mean, when you want to not pick your best team, you really want to know that's my best team.
Yeah.
Right. So he has a difficult job, but I'm only looking at them from my perspective, Nathan. Looking at them playing, I think Byrne can play. I think Brown can play. I think O'Dowda can play. I think Cullen can play. Now, I've only saw them a certain period, half matches or whatever it might be. So you're only guessing at that. Like the more you see them, the more. But usually you can tell a good bit. Can he get to control the ball? Can he pass the ball? All the last 4 lads that I mentioned can do that. Now, have they got the temperament to do it? Have they got the strength to do it? They looked like it to me that they could. Byrne came on. Byrne is under pressure. You know, he's only getting half an hour, and he did it. Got on the ball. He passed the ball well. He really did. So did Brown. Yeah. So did O'Dowda's done it in the past. I think O'Dowda's a good player. I played out on the left side and McLean up front. Well, I said that before. And Cullen's a very neat player. I think he got man of the match. But obviously I'm looking at him as an experienced player. There's certain things he could have done to come deeper for the ball and get on it and control it a little. But he's only a young fella.
His debut.
But he could learn that, you know.
But
they had the will to do it. What I liked about them was they had the will to do it. They had the work rate to do it. They had the attitude to do it. That's the starting point. You know, there was nobody hiding. There was nobody being lazy. There was nobody. They say that's good. That's good. That's a base that you can judge the player on the next time you see him.
Yeah.
You see him play.
There's lots more I want to get through around the Ireland setup at the moment. We need to take a break. Our football coverage with thanks to Paddy Power for information on responsible gambling. Check out dunlewy.net. 53106 is the text number. John Giles is live in studio if you have any thoughts or comments.
Football on Off the Ball.
This week on The Hard Shoulder, Ivan has teamed up with Emirates to give you the chance to win the ultimate Rugby World Cup 2019 experience in Japan. All you have to do is tune in to The Hard Shoulder with Ivan weekdays from 4, answer a simple question, and you and a friend could win 2 Emirates flights, 2 nights accommodation, along with 2 tickets to the Rugby World Cup 2019 final in Japan. We're just not sure how to break it to Ivan that he won't be going too. The Hard Shoulder and Emirates, sending you to the Rugby World Cup 2019 final. Not Ivan. Fly Emirates. Fly better. This week on News Talk.
Assistant, I'm eyeing up a business course. What college should I go to?
Griffith College. They mean business.
Lovely stuff. Fit Flex Future. Visit griffith.ie.
Listen up, class. Aldi's Play Rugby sticker promotion is back. Collect official Irish rugby stickers every time you spend €30 in Aldi. Fill your primary school's poster for a chance to win one of 2 €50,000 prizes or one of 10 €10,000 prizes for your school's playing facilities. Tomorrow, Japanese for beginners. Konnichiwa, kids.
Konnichiwa, sir.
Aldi, official supermarket of the IRFU. Full details at aldi.ie/playrugby. Promotion runs 10th of August to the 8th of November 2019.
Enjoy an unforgettable break with Air Arabia. Relax on beautiful sandy beaches. Enjoy exciting water sports. Play on spectacular golf courses and much more. Book today direct flights from Dublin to Agadir starting from €135 return, including taxes. Visit airarabia.com.
Since 1927, ESB has been working towards a brighter future for all. Today, that means finding new ways to use clean electricity in our everyday lives. And because electric vehicles are 3 times more efficient and improve the quality of the air we breathe, it's definitely worth thinking about. Be part of a brighter future. Find out more at esb.ie.
There are used cars and then there are Renault Selection used cars. Each one comes with a certified history check. Check. The only used car programme with flexible PCP payment options, like the Renault Clio from only €29 per week. Check. As well as 2 years warranty and roadside assistance. Check and check. Renault Selection, a new standard for used cars. Visit your local Renault dealer today. Finance is made under a hire purchase agreement. Terms and conditions apply. Deposit required. Payment is drawn monthly, subject to lending criteria. See Renault.ie.
If you hold a UK or Northern Ireland driving licence and are resident in Ireland, you will not legally be allowed to drive here after the 31st of October in the event of a no-deal Brexit. In the absence of alternative arrangements with the UK, you will have to apply for a learner permit if you wish to continue to drive in Ireland. It may also have implications for your insurance cover after this date. To ensure you are able to legally drive here post-Brexit and to avoid delays, apply to exchange your licence now. For more information, visit ndls.ie. Getting Ireland Brexit Ready, an initiative of the Government of Ireland.
On September 17th, the Aviva Stadium plays host to the 1-0 Sports Business Conference. Experience the off-the-field future of the sports industry with the NFL, Microsoft, Nike and Formula One. 4 stages, 40 international speakers, world-leading brands. Tickets are available at 1-0.com.
Rugby season is back and Lifestyle Sports is giving you the chance to win something very special.
The ultimate rugby year for you and 3 mates.
You could be headed to the Champions Cup final,
the Pro 14 final,
interprovincial games of your choice,
and get match day ready with kit bags full of jerseys,
new season training gear,
€400 in vouchers and more.
Check out lifestylesports.com.
Lifestyle Sports Rugby on Insta,
or buy any jersey in store or online for a chance to win.
Live rugby with Lifestyle Sports.
Football on Off the Ball
with Paddy Power, returning football shirts to the fans. Join the movement today by using #SaveOurShirt.
Welcome back. John Giles is live in studio. John, time is against us. We don't have a huge amount of time, so we might just tear through a couple of other things that are going on at the moment, particularly in Irish football.
Yeah.
And Mick McCarthy was probably a little bit tetchy at the end of his press conference when it was brought up about the under-21s, and he made that point about Troy Parrott that he could have brought him up. He ends up staying with Stephen Kenny, doesn't actually pick him in the starting team, comes off the bench. That actually, it's all working out quite well for Stephen Kenny right now. Mick McCarthy, I'm sure, having been a manager, he must be torn that he feels he's making some progress with this team.
To be honest, I think I got the impression of Mick, he's fed up answering the same questions.
Right.
Because that's where he's getting you. Because should you pick Parrott, should you pick... And he can only say, look, I don't know the lad. I have to do what I do. I haven't got much time. And I think it's very difficult when it's difficult to be a manager at the best of times. But dealing with the press when you're not in the best of moods and you're getting the same question, you're answering at the same time, and you have to be careful what you say, because he could say the wrong word about Parrott and say, look, he's too young, I don't want to be doing that. And then the headline is, Mick thinks Parrott's too young. All that can go on. So he's trying to get through it. And I think he was being generous actually with Stephen not to pick Parrott, because they had a competitive match. I really do believe that. And to be fair, he had to try these. He had enough players to be trying out. Like Mick, you could go to the match and see Parrott play and decide, I don't have no problem with him. There's some players like that. Again, I go back to Liam Brady. I saw Liam Brady playing against Leeds for Arsenal. I wasn't playing on the night. No bother. I don't care about international football. I don't care how old he is. I know he can do it. There's some lads you can see straight away. There's other lads you say, well, I want to see him again. I haven't seen Parrott play. I don't know what he's like. Apparently he's very, very good. But Mick it's a difficult enough job trying to do what he's doing. without, some of the lads saying, well, why isn't he playing, or is he in the team?
And I think part of it as well is that the under-21s have started very well, and it seems that in a very short period of time, Stephen Kenny has got them playing an attractive style of football. Obviously, it's a world away from the senior international team, but people are excited about what might be about to come.
Exactly.
Do you think actually, and it's very hard to judge on 3 under-21 games and a Toulon tournament, the fact that Stephen Kenny has shown he can transform the under-21s and get them playing his style of football that quickly, that he'll be able to do the same with the senior team, or will it be a much more difficult job?
Well, every job is different, Nathan. Sometimes you get a group of players that you don't have to do that much with, and they're okay. Then you go to another group of players. That's why you see some managers, he's done a great job at such and such a club. Then he goes to the next club, and he's sacked within 6 weeks. Every job is different, and even the under-21 is different. I think it's a great sign for us and for the future, and for Stephen, to get the players that he has at his disposal playing as well as they obviously are. But obviously it's good for Stephen, because if he was making a mess of it, then...
Well, that was the major worry for him, of course. The thing is, and Ireland don't have a great record at under-21 level. That if it hadn't gone well, people would really be questioning his credentials.
The thing is with Stephen, Stephen wouldn't be getting the job, Nathan, unless he'd done what he did at Dundalk, which was a great job. So he's obviously proven himself that he can do it at Dundalk. Now he has to go at the under-21s, and he's doing it, right? And if he can do it usually with Dundalk, and then he can do it. Then it depends what he takes over when he does take over the first team. But he wouldn't be doing the under-21s with the deal that's in it if people, myself included, would have confidence in himself. Because you have to prove yourself. Well, most people have to prove themselves before they go into international management. They have to do something, Nathan.
That puts them in the mix, yeah.
Yeah, they have to say, well, he's done a good job there. And Stephen's done a great job at Dundalk. Now he's got the under-21s. So it's great for the future. If and when he's taken over from Mick, then look, he has a bit of history on his side gone in. He's done good jobs with Dundalk, he's done a job with under-21s. But I think in Mick's case with Parrott, I don't know whether he's seen Parrott play, but I think that even if Mick wanted to pick him for the first team the other night, I don't think he would, to take one of Stephen's best players away from him in a competitive match. Because after, when all said and done, Mick is playing in a friendly match, and it means a lot to Stephen to be playing in competitive matches and winning them in the position that he's in.
Mick has held himself very well, it must be said, over the last 6 months, because it's such an unusual scenario. It's from the previous FAI regime that this new situation came about, that he knows he's only there for so long. It'd be easy to fall into the trap of having a little dig here and there at Stephen Kenny, or...
He's been great. Mick is I'm very much in favour of the situation. I think I said that before, Nathan, because Mick agreed to it, right? Mick said, I've done the deal and I'm going to stick. That's what what Mick actually said, which was true. Having been sacked at Ipswich, his rating wasn't as high as it could be. Now, Mick was thinking, actually said it, if I take the Irish job and do well, my ratings are way up there again to get another job in the Premiership. So he went with it. He didn't say, oh God, what am I going to do if I do well and all that. So I wouldn't have been in favour of the agreement at all if Mick had said, I'm not happy with the situation. Mick had to agree to that situation, to do the best he could while he had the chance to do it with Stephen, because I think at the time, Stephen, unless he got that assurance, wouldn't take the under-21.
No, I think he'd made that clear. He wasn't going to take it, yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So, and people keep saying, well, what happens if Mick does well? Isn't it great if he does well? Isn't it great? And we don't want, because you say, well, Stephen, what if he does? We say, well, the reason that Stephen could come in without any worries or criticism, if Mick does badly. We don't want Mick to do badly. We want Stephen to come in with a team that's going in the right direction, and he has less work to do on it.
Yeah.
And Mick is saying, thank you lads, I'm happy with that. I've no complaints about it. That's what I agreed to, and I'm off to wherever's there.
The next job.
Yeah.
Final question. The next two games are away to Georgia and away to Switzerland. Dave McGoldrick and Callum Robinson, presuming they're fit and available, would you see Mick McCarthy making any changes? Would you make any changes to the team that started against Switzerland?
I probably would. I think I would put Byrne, Brown I think I would get Dowda into the team. I would play McLean up front instead of one of the lads, and I would have Brown or Byrne in for Glenn Whelan.
You think that would give Ireland a bit more control?
Glenn over the years has done great service for the Irish team. He does what he does, and he's not a creative player. He's been a digger, and I think we need that creative force in there. And I don't know which, because I'd want to see more of them. Brown, Cullen, or Byrne in that position. That's why I think Mick. I'd love to see Mick have another friendly match. I'd love to see him in another friendly match to see. But I was, and I think O'Dowda should be in the team. And that's what I said. I'd play McLean up front and I play Dowda on the left-hand side, and one of the three lads
instead of Glenn Whelan.
Yeah.
All right, John. We'll have plenty more time to talk about it over the next month or so. Thanks a lot for coming into the studio. That'll be up on offtheball.com very shortly. We're going to take a quick break, and then the next hour we're going to hear from Derek Daly, former Formula 1 driver, who's had a pretty remarkable life.
Football on Off the Ball.
With Paddy Power, returning football shirts to the fans. Join the movement today by using #SaveOurShirt.
Join that conversation. Text us on 53106. Texts cost 30 cents.
There's not a lot you can get for €25. You could go to the cinema, get a takeaway, or get a gorgeous new sofa, dining set, or beautiful new bed with Harvey Norman's 3 years interest-free finance options. That's right, from as little as €25 a month, you could sleep soundly on your new mattress, dine at